This was the orb which appeared on the beach in Sydney in the eastern suburbs. It was about 5:15. So I grabbed my camera. There was a object very high up floating around, and I'll just analyse the pictures there. It was a very peculiar find. So there it is. I just freeze the image to try to show it. Now there's a little speck of red coming up, and I took one photo which actually highlighted that red image. So there's the red. You'll see it there. It's a type of energy ball that just floats and morphs shape. There it is, changing shape again and again. So the trick is to pause at the precise moment. So this was using a Fuji SL300, which is 30 optic and 2 times a digital resolution. So it's a total zoom of 60 here. So as you see, it's very hard to catch. There's that slight red color appearing right there. There it is again. And just as this appeared, a plane flew over, which was very bizarre as well. And I'll now pause it, and I quickly stopped the movie mode, and I took one picture hoping to catch it, and I did. There it is there. And what you'll see is a bizarre type of blue sky was clear in this spot, and you'll see a white and red ball. Now this is enlargement. It'll reach a maximum of 200 enlargement. This is on the back of the camera. It can be enlarged as well. So there it is there. Very bizarre. Perfect image. So it's a ball of energy which is white and red. And I'll then now show the actual plane that flew over. The plane looked like a hologram. Now I've actually used this camera on quite a few planes, and it catches the image of the plane perfectly. And this plane flew around the same time, but I noticed it went in one direction, and it reversed back and appeared in about a few minutes, which was very unusual. The planes over this part of Sydney generally fly over and travel up to Brisbane. So this is in eastern suburbs Sydney, as I was on the beach. So there it is there. So as you see, you have to enlarge it that much. So that's the actual image right there. This was that bizarre plane. As you see, we'll have 2 lights that come and go. And I'll just freeze the image. There it is there. See, the camera can't capture it, and when it's caught, it actually seems like sometimes you see the wings, sometimes you see the body. Here are the 2 balls of light. Now the actual sun was to the left of it, higher up, so there's no reason the reflections would be on the lower part of the plane. And if you have a closer look, you'll see that there's no contrails left, as though that there isn't any emissions coming from the engine. So there it is there, and you'll see that ball of light pretty strongly there. The wings are partly visible, and you'll see there's 2 objects in the front meant to represent the engines. It's just for some reason this plane didn't seem to look normal, so that's why I also filmed it as well. See that a ball of light right under there, and this appeared the same time as that orb. Now from here I've then used my camera on the iPhone to enlarge the image. You see how that wing goes 90 degrees and that one there goes 45. Well, not really. If you actually turn it that way, they are both the same angle. It just looks strange. There's one other ball of light right under that position there. So it could be reflection. I'm not saying it isn't, but I had to film it because it just appeared to be strange, happening at the same time as the orb. Now this is actually full speed now, and I've actually enlarged these images as well. These are the high zoom images. So this is that white and red orb which you saw previously. that's the plane. So as you see, it morphs. It's actually there, but it isn't there in one frame. You see this bizarre shape underneath. I don't think this is just caught by a bad camera zoom. This is a very strong 30 optic camera. I haven't had trouble with it previously. It's a Fuji SL300. So there it is there. It's actually, it seems to change shape, and actually it's a type of a hologram. It's very bizarre. Look at it there. I'll just try to enlarge those images. We'll return to that one there. And the other one. It just has no a definite shape. There was no contrail behind it. Yet all the other planes that actually flew over weren't hard to film. They were normal Jetstar or Virgin planes or Qantas. So this plane just happened to appear the same time as the orb, and went in one direction, and it appeared to return in a few minutes. And there's that orb. It's a white red, a ball of energy that just twists and morphs. So there you go. Very strange. I'll just try and enlarge it. So that was about 5:15, and it kept on floating around. There was also one other orb as well that floated, and I'll put that on now. Here's a few more zooms of the plane. It just seems to be in all sorts of shapes, and as though it's a hologram. So it's very, very unusual. There was two orbs, and this is the other orb. It seemed to be sitting in one direction and then in one position, then it started to move. So I'm just trying to focus on it. It isn't easy. There it is there, and it just seems to change shape. This was pure white. I didn't see any element of red inside it. There it is there. Very bizarre.